What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Outside the Stadium. I'm Kush. I'm here with Harry. What's going on, Harry?
That's good.
We figured, most of you guys know that the Jordan documentary is coming out tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm sure everybody's going to be tuning in, so we figured why not have the debate today, the famous debate, MJ versus LeBron. We have, one person on each side of the argument. We're both going to make our points. We're both going to counter them, and, we'll see how it goes. So, Harry, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I'll take it away. So, firstly, I'm on Team LeBron. Kush is on Jordan. We're very passionate about this. We've had this argument plenty of times, and I'll take it away. I think at the end of the day, you got to look at stats. Stats talk big time. LeBron has everything you can imagine. He has assists over him. He has rebounds. He's the better facilitator, I would say. He brings up the ball. He's basically a power forward point guard at the same time. And, he comes up with the big plays. People argue, oh, Jordan's clutch. Jordan's the best scorer. I can't argue that. But at the end of the day, LeBron's also getting the ball in his hands, Game 7, and he facilitates the ball. He'll pass it if he sees that's the best option. He'll drive it to the basket, as he did against the Indiana Pacers, take it to the basket and win the game for them. He'll take a jumper. And as he got older throughout his career, he's only gotten better with his jump shot. He hasn't slowed down one bit. And he's had 18 years of wheels without getting injured throughout his career. Jordan has gotten injured in his career. His career is only 13 years, so it's way less than LeBron's. And at the end of the day, the stats talk, like how many people go 18 years not stopping. Last year was his first year getting injured with a groin injury. But, mostly healthy throughout his whole career.
I guess it's because I just look at greatness a different way. I spoke about this a little bit in our Tim versus Kobe segment. I define greatness as, it's defined on the internet as the quality of being distinguished. So I look at greatness as more of, as opposed to stats and skills, as more of your legacy, your impact on the game, your moments, and how you're going to be remembered. If we look at accolades, Michael Jordan is a 10-time scoring champ. LeBron is only a one-time scoring champ. Michael Jordan has 6 finals and 6 finals MVPs, as opposed to LeBron's 3 finals and 3 finals MVPs. Michael was first team All-NBA 9 times, as opposed to LeBron, first team All-NBA 5 times. If you look at, they both have a Rookie of the Year, but Jordan also has a Defensive Player of the Year. So he has the edge in every accolade besides for All-Star games, and that's due to volume. LeBron was 16 out of 17 years. Jordan was 14 out of 15 total years. And then it's going back to legacy and moments. I mean, you said it yourself in the Tim versus Kobe video. This is a quote from our own Harry. At the end of the day, Kobe changed the game. The amount of clutch shots, the amount of people screaming Kobe. Yes, Timmy's Mr. Fundamental, but at the end of the day, who's getting the ball? Game 7, 30 seconds left. Kobe beating Bryant. So I would ask you that same question. Game 7, 30 seconds left. Who's getting the ball? I think most people would agree that is Michael Jordan and not LeBron James.
So, I can't argue Michael Jordan's going to be taking the shot, but LeBron's going to have the ball in his hands. And like I said before, he's going to pass the ball off if that's the best option. He's going to go to the basket if that's the best option. He's going to, take a shot if that's the best option. And I'm going to look at, at the end of the day, people are going to say Jordan has 6 championships, LeBron has 3, and he lost many times. He lost 6 times. Why are you going to say LeBron's better? At the end of the day, he took a Cleveland Cavaliers team with love. It was, he's so good. He's a good role player. He was okay. He's good in Minnesota, but nothing special. Kyrie is amazing. I have nothing to say about him. Nothing bad to say. Amazing player. LeBron, obviously. And then a bunch of garbage. Nothing good, And at the end of the day, he took that team, Cleveland, which is one of the worst places to win the championship and hardest places, hasn't had a championship in over 60 years before that. His legacy grew and he beat a 73-9 Warriors team, and LeBron is just LeBron. He changed the game. No one compares him. I have no player that comes to mind that says, oh, that guy's going to be the next LeBron. People are similar to Jordan. I hate to say it, Kobe's similar to Jordan. They have the same moves. They're both amazing scorers. They'll take the last bucket. There's a guy similar to Jordan, and I'm sure there'll be someone in the future. LeBron, the guy's a freak in nature. I think he's one of a kind. And I think the stats show it. Longevity, total stats, it's over 18 years. But even every year, just all around, I think LeBron takes it.
But you actually mentioned, I think that's a very good discussion. Let's talk about, level of difficulty for either ones. You mentioned LeBron's teammates. I mean, you have to also compare them to, who is LeBron and who is Jordan going against. I mean, within the Eastern Conference, you have LeBron going up against a Dwight Howard-led Magic team, a Boston Celtics team that when they beat was definitely not at its peak, and Jordan was going up against, when he was losing, when people give him hate for those pre-Pippen years, he was losing to Bird, McHale, Parrish, and the bad boys. And then when he won his finals, he beat Magic. He beat, Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter. He beat that ridiculous Suns team that fielded, you talk about 5 All-Stars. That team had 5 All-Stars: Danny Ainge, Kevin Johnson, Dan Majerle, Tom Chambers, and then he beat that ridiculous Seattle Supersonics team with Gary the Glove Payton, who was guarding MJ the entire time, arguably one of the best defenders of all time, guarding MJ. And he wasn't the only guy who MJ had to go up against. MJ had to go up against, Sidney Moncrief, Alvin Robertson, Dennis Rodman. And if you go to teams, LeBron, 18 out of his 37 playoff opponents, which is a little bit under half, had under 50 wins. 27 out of Michael Jordan's 37 playoff opponents had over 50 wins. So I would say degree of difficulty, you bring up his teammates. I'm going to compare his team to the level of competition. I think Jordan jumped over just as many hurdles.
So to counter that, LeBron has never lost a first round series ever in his whole entire career. And in the finals, you're talking about, their final to win the NBA finals, who had the harder road. I mean, they played the Spurs in their prime, Duncan, Manu, Tony Parker, an amazing team around them, great role players. And then they played OKC with, yes, they're young, so that's going to be their hate against them. But they had Westbrook, they had Ibaka, they had Durant, they had Harden. I mean, they had Perkins, who's a good defender at the center position, won it with the Celtics. I mean, that team is loaded. And then they beat the Warriors 73-9. Everyone said there's no way they're going to beat them. And look, the Cavs pulled it off. They got it done. The only team to come back from 3-1. And not to mention it's 73-9. I mean, what can you say? And LeBron, going back to, you're also going to go back to the Bulls teammates. He had Horace Grant the first time. The first 3 championships, he had Pippen, Horace Grant, and Jordan. And the next 3, he had Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. So, and he had Kerr, he had other people too, Paxson. So he always had the teammates by him, and that team is just loaded. Pippen is arguably top 5 defender of all time. I mean, how can you beat that?
Yeah, no, you bring up teammates, but I think you also have to mention LeBron James was not able to win a title until he added Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And then even after that, he did not win a title until he also added Ray Allen to his team. And let's talk about the wins, What are the moments you most remember from LeBron James's 3 NBA finals? I think the first finals, what do you think about? You think about, Chris Bosh's rebound and Ray Allen's shot. When LeBron won his 3rd title against that great 73-9, I will not say that those are my boys. He won against that amazing team. But what do you remember most? Yes, you do remember the block, but you remember on equal footing the shot and the stop. People talk about all 3. When you talk about Michael Jordan's championships, you remember his what people thought might have been his final shot versus the Jazz after he block stripped Karl Malone and then, crossed up Byron Russell. You remember the flu game. You remember his Father's Day game after his dad was murdered. You remember 69 and 18 in the 3-ball era versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, which most people would say is the greatest game in the 3-ball era, only rivaled by Kobe's 81. His shot over Craig Ello, his 42 in Game 7 versus the Knicks. When you think about, I'm thinking about moments, and when I think about LeBron's titles, I think about moments that were of other players besides for him. And with Jordan, it's Michael Jordan shining in every single instance.
I'm just pointing this one thing out. A lot of people forget. Yes, Bosh got the rebound, passed it to Ray Allen against the Spurs, and Ray Allen took the shot. But everyone forgets, Game 7, how many points did Chris Bosh have? 0. He had 0 points. How did they win that game? It was a 2-man show of LeBron and Dwayne Wade. Without LeBron, without him facilitating the ball with all those assists, I mean, they're not winning it. I don't care that they got past Game 6. That was Game 6. Game 7 would not have been won without LeBron. Same thing. That block changed the whole game. And yes, Kyrie had the shot, but what came before? The block. And then beating OKC down, LeBron was just hungry. He was just hungry that whole series, just went at them. And,
most definitely.
You made good points. I think at the end of the day, I think the argument comes down to, are you going to look at the accolades, which would, favor Jordan? He has the championships. He's the better defender potentially, and he's the better scorer for sure. Or are we going to look at, LeBron, he's bigger, more longevity. he shined in big moments and, just like Jordan, honestly. And, it depends really what you're going to look at here, stats or accolades. What defines your greatness? Everyone, let us know about what you think. Who's your GOAT in the NBA? Leave a comment below what you think about the argument, anything we can add in the future. And please give us a follow if you like our content. Thank you very much. And you're listening to Outside the Stadium.
Peace.
Peace.